guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're watching this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. So, I recently was watching this show. It is called Mythomaniac. It's on Netflix and it's a drama. It's a French drama. The whole thing's in French, but there's some parts in German. And if you're like me, obviously you get subtitles because I don't know a lick of French or German. If anybody knew what Mythomaniac meant, and it basically means a pathological liar. So I was like, all right, let me see what this is about. And the second season just dropped this week. So I was like, oh, let me tune in. The first season was out in like 2018. So anyways, watching it, I'm like, oh, like the first episode doesn't really get me anywhere, but until like the very end. It's basically about a family and a whole bunch of lies. It just like builds from like one, I don't even want to say small lie, but it just builds. So this lady, she basically feels like she's like, her family's ungrateful for all the things that she's been doing, all the things that she's like done for them. This mother, she has 3 kids. She's married. She self-diagnoses herself and she's like, oh, like I feel a lump near her breast. So she's automatically like, I need to go see a doctor. So for any women who do feel uncomfortable, obviously they go see a doctor, get a mammogram and check it out and make sure everything's okay. She speaks to her husband about it and she's like, before she went to the doctor, she was like, you know, freaking out because it's a scary thing to think something's wrong with your body. I'm sure everybody knows that. And so she goes to the doctor and she's like, okay, you know, the doctor tells her, you're fine. It was just something false. You know, it wasn't anything to worry about. You're totally healthy. So she's like, okay, great, right? This is probably TMI, but, you know, for me right now, I'm like, when I go to get checkups, you know, those type of checkups, women, and immediately I'm like, oh, great, like, such good news, you know. There's nothing in my uterus. There's nothing in there. I'm totally great. Thank you so much. And I get so excited. Any medical news, I'm literally just like, I am so happy. I want to shout it out to everybody. She doesn't do that. Series time, probably like a day goes by, 2 days goes by, and she like, and her husband's like, oh, like how did the doctor go? Because she said she went to her doctor's, and she was like, oh, babe, I have cancer, breast cancer. So right then and there, I'm like, ooh, girl, you know, like, it's so interesting because it's like, she sits there, she tells her husband, like, I have breast cancer. And first of all, for me, I am not good at telling lies. I'm not good at telling lies at all. So the way that she did it with a straight face, I mean, obviously she's acting, but like, she did it really good. And anybody who could do that, like, kudos to you, because, you know, and especially something so big, I was like, get yourself out of saying that you have like a medical problem once you put it out in the atmosphere. And lately, in the past few years, I have been, anybody who knows me, I have been like I've been very like cautious of what I put out in the universe, because I've been really noticing that when you put positive vibes out there, you get positive vibes back. And something like saying, I have breast cancer, I don't know. That shook me. That shook me for a moment, because I was like, that's out there now. And like, it's not real. Yeah, I've told a lie. I mean, who hasn't? If you're watching this video and you're like, no, I've never told a lie, you're lying, because everybody's told a lie. But like, how bad have your lies been? I want to hear stories about like people's lies, because I'm like, how have the lies like changed your world. So in this show, obviously, it changed so much. They later on went to tell the kids. The kids are like devastated, and they're just like scared for their mom's life, while she's just like chilling every day. She really only said her lies so that her family would be grateful for her life. You don't know what you have until it's gone. And I think that's something that she was kind of like, well, if they think I'm gonna die, let me go with it. But like, you want to put that out there in the atmosphere, right? Maybe that's just me. So she does. And it just twirls into like a bigger lie and a bigger lie. And then like other family members and friends and neighbors and everybody gets involved. And it just becomes like this big French drama. And I was hooked. And then it just made me think about lying. It just made me think about lying all day. Like, what have I lied about that made me, or that I felt that I was in like this deep rut that I could not get myself out of, right? Because I feel like there are some lies out there that like you can't really take back. Not really a lie, but I will tell you, and this is out there for everybody to see, my great-grandmother had passed away a few years ago. God rest her soul. But when she did pass, a few weeks later, maybe like a few weeks later, the job that I had at the time, I did lie and said that my grandmother passed away. But she did. It's not really a lie. And I feel like everybody's done that once at work, especially when it comes to work. And if you have it, you're lying. And then I got a few days off. Now, I tell white lies here and there. Like, somebody asks me what I'm doing, and I'm like, literally, oh, I'm out with somebody, and I'm literally laying in my bed. I mean, everybody's told one of those lies. But nothing so big about myself like that to like let it unfold into this big, massive mess that the main character just like boggled me. Because I was like, why would she tell such a big lie? You know, because I mean, breast cancer is so like intense that I would never want to even joke about that. She did come clean about it. I wish she came up with a better lie, but like if she did, then it wouldn't have been a good show, right? I don't know. Just my opinion about that. I had to talk about it. I hate liars to that intense extent, you know? Like, because if somebody told me they had cancer and they didn't, knowing me, I'm probably never talking to you again. Because that's too serious. That's way too serious, guys. So comment below on your lies, if you are willing to admit it, or even just like scenarios that you've heard, or even if you've seen the show. Definitely comment below and let me know what your thoughts are, what you were thinking, because I just could not stop thinking about liars, like, and the lies that I've told. So definitely let me know, and thanks for watching.